to do innovation at Advance. Lastly, but more importantly, welcome to our own Advance Auto Parts GCC team members who are undoubtedly the strongest pillar of this center. I call it as we are a COVID baby. We, as an organization, grew during the pandemic times. In fact, 95% of our employees joined during those 2 years. And until recently, we haven't met each other. We haven't seen face to face. And only the last few months. But what I can tell strongly is, without any question, is how much of hard work, innovation, transformation, and building the new capabilities for Advance, customers and business. Thank you all for your great work. KTR Garu, as a Telanganite myself, I'm very inspired by your vision of innovation, infrastructure, and inclusive growth for people of Telangana. Similarly, we at GCC are very inspired by our CEO Tom Greco and his leadership team on our vision, which is advancing a world in motion. And mission is passion for customers and passion for yes. Again, thank you all. Welcome to this great event.
Thank you, Mr. Mahinder, for the warm welcome and setting the tone for this ceremony. I would now request Mr. Tom Greco, President and Chief Executive Officer at Advance Auto Parts, to take the floor and share his views on the brand's global business and share also his views on India commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Greco.
Well, first of all, thank you. I just want to say thanks to all of you for your patience over the last couple of years. It's hard to believe that, we came here in late 2018. Our plan was to come here every year once we set up the GCC, and we did not predict, we were talking earlier, we did not predict the global pandemic, unfortunately, and that has caused us to delay this wonderful occasion by literally a couple of years. But I do want to thank all of you for your patience and waiting for us to get here, and we're looking forward to coming back again and again and again. So thank you. Really want to thank our guests today. First of all, Ram, who's the Cabinet Minister for the Government of Telangana. Thank you very much for being here with us today. Jayesh, who I had a chance to meet a couple of years ago as we planned this. He's the Principal Secretary for the Government of Telangana. Andrew Edelson, who's the Principal Commercial Officer for the U.S. Consulate, and all the other guests that we have joining here. So please give it up for our guests. And I really want to reinforce that all of the things that we established for goals when we came here, I feel we've realized, you've enabled us to realize. We presented a business case to our board of directors way back in 2018 that had a couple of goals. I mean, we wanted to make sure that we were dramatically accelerating our technology platform agenda. We were talking with Ram about the fact that Hyderabad is a so-called mobility cluster around the world. And you think about the intersection of technology and automotive and the importance of mobility going forward in the world in the middle of an environmental sustainability challenges the globe is facing. And, we looked at multiple options. We looked at options in Taipei, we looked at options in the US, we looked at Bangalore. And when we came to Hyderabad, we felt we'd found our home. And we couldn't be more pleased with our decision that we made here. Many of the things that we wanted, initial objectives, the talent pool that exists here in Hyderabad. Again, I'm learning all the time about how Hyderabad is very different than other parts of India. You know, the capability that's here. You know, we knew that this was an area that had, you know, such a vibrant culture, but also one that the infrastructure was here for many years to come. We felt that it would be a place that would attract young talent to come here and live, even more so than a Bangalore because of the fact that the investment had been made in the infrastructure of this community. And, you know, it wasn't a difficult decision. I don't think we spent a lot of time going through it. You know, we compared the pros and cons of all those places I mentioned, and Hyderabad certainly rose to the list. And you think about the impact that you've had in just a very short period of time. You know, one of the things that we were saying, we've now grown for 4 straight years. Our comp sales has grown for 4 straight years. We've expanded our margins for 4 straight years. Our performance as a company overall has done very well, but a couple of the reasons why are things that you all are working on. We have a platform we call strategic pricing, which is under Jeff's leadership, under Brittany Easley, and I know we've got a terrific team here in Hyderabad that is helping us really transform how we price in the marketplace. And in a world where you have rising inflation, like we've never seen, the inflation rates are at 40-year high. You know, the importance of being able to price quickly and dynamically and react to increases in commodity prices for the products that we sell is vital. And you've done a great job doing that. You've stood up a brand new finance ERP system, you know, as we consolidated 4 back offices into one underneath the Oracle platform. I know the accounting team is here. You've dramatically improved our ability to close the books, our payables, all of the things that are relevant to accounting. So the things that you've accomplished here in a very short period of time are encouraging us to do a lot more here. And when we think about our vision for the future at Advance, obviously our goal is to grow much faster as a company for many more years. Last year was the highest growth we had in the history of the company since a public company in 2002. And I firmly believe that, you know, our investment that we've made here and the growth that we've been able to achieve, that it's not a coincidence that we're growing faster because we have this investment here. I think you have made a meaningful contribution to our success. Our comparable sales were up 10.6% last year. So we want to keep the momentum going here in Hyderabad. And what Sri has outlined for the tech team is essentially we describe as a fix, build, and transform agenda. And the fix tends to represent those things that were needed to be integrated and were never integrated as a company, such as the back office systems that have been consolidated, such as the 4 payroll systems that are now under the Workday platform under Natalie's leadership. A lot of those things have been done. Now we've got a big one that I know that you're all working on, we call Project Intrepid, which is to integrate the merchandising systems and our item management systems. But largely we're putting the fix part of the agenda behind us and moving more towards the build, more towards the transform. And you're going to see us invest heavily in artificial intelligence platforms, machine learning platforms that enable us to differentiate within the automotive sector. I was in your POS systems room, right, Sri, a few minutes ago, and I saw the pin pad, and Sri had just shown me the fact that now when you come into our stores, and all of you know we have millions of people that come in our stores every week, you can key in your phone number and join our loyalty program, which we have not been able to do previously, and we're rolling that out. You've enabled that to be done. Those simplification things that enable us to improve the customer experience are going to be invaluable for us in the future. And then finally, we are working on a very differentiated, and I would describe as disruptive, operating model within our sector, which we call our Geographic Enterprise Model, affectionately known as GEM or GEM. You know, we're going to see that with several people on my leadership team here in a couple of weeks. We've got a couple of lead markets, but I know you're playing a key role in how we position our inventory inside of a multi-echelon supply chain, how we improve our online experience for our professional customers, how we better service them with faster and more consistent and reliable order-to-delivery times. So the road ahead is extremely bright for Advance, and as I look upon all of you here, you're all going to play a very meaningful role in our success. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart and that of my leadership team for everything that you're doing for our company to make us a better place to be and a better place to work. So thank you, GCC, and I look forward to seeing more of you in a few minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Tom, for sharing your valuable insights and an inspiring commitment for the India business. I would now request our Honorable K.T. Ramarao Garu, Minister for Information Technology, Industries and Commerce, Municipal Administration and Urban Development of Telangana, and Working President of Telangana Rashtra Samiti, to please come on stage and say a few words on this special occasion.
Thank you. Thank you. Firstly, Tom, welcome to Hyderabad. Not just to you, but also to the entire team of Advance Auto Parts. A hearty welcome. I think this is possibly the first automobile, auto company, so to speak, who's got a technology presence now in Hyderabad. So welcome you. Along with you, I think your entire team. Shri, thank you for bringing Advance to Hyderabad. Thank you to you and Jayesh for making this happen. Mahinder, thank you for the overview. Natalie, Jeff, Andrew, Amanda, to the entire team who's actually flown in, and Lalit, thank you very much for making this happen. I know you're capable of doing more, so I hope you continue to build on this momentum. To the entire family of Advance Auto Parts, my compliments. It's a great story. We were just talking to Tom before we walked onto the stage here. They have some very ambitious and aggressive plans in the middle of a lot of restructuring, a lot of revamping, a lot of future growth opportunities. I think most of you who've possibly not seen each other during the pandemic, I think have started to come back. Your plush new office, it looks really swanky. It looks really nice. And I do believe that there's plenty more room to grow, Tom. I saw that you could add couple more 100 people at least. I think you have 800, is it? I think you have 800. I'm sure you'll, in fact, surpass the numbers very, very soon. Tom was just telling me that this is their second largest. This is the second largest office for Advance Auto Parts outside of the US. I think you joined the marquee list of the Googles, the Facebooks, the Microsofts, the Ubers, the Microns. So congratulations on that. I think it's a good club to be in Hyderabad. And Hyderabad is a great Hyderabad is a great city, Tom. You have chosen wisely, I have to tell you, because you said you've done scoping of several cities across the world. US, you said Taipei, and then you also said a couple of other cities in India, whose name I don't want to take, of course. Everything you say becomes a controversy these days. You want to be careful. I don't want to be looking like I'm trashing some of my competition. They're nice people. I also like them. It's not like I don't. But it's just that I like my city more. I like Chennai. I like Delhi. I like Bangalore. I like everybody. But I think I like my city a little bit more, which is quite natural. So all in all, I believe you've made the right choice. You will grow and you will attract more talent. But the opportunity is huge. In fact, we were just discussing mobility. Mobility and the way I think things are unfolding across the world. I think one of the things that we all have come to understand about automobiles is that a traditional automobile and the way we used to think about it versus what it has become now. The automobile of today and tomorrow is actually a computer on four wheels, is what it is. So when it is a computer on four wheels, then obviously there's a lot of electronics, there's a lot of software inside embedded in the automobile. So what used to be a hub, such as Detroit in the US, or a Chennai in India, or a Pune in India, that need not be the case anymore. Because as mobility evolves, as this landscape evolves, as more and more software and more electronics, they come to take center stage in the automobile. I think Hyderabad has a huge opportunity. And that is where we were discussing how Telangana's mobility valley, as we are calling it, is going to be a single-stop shop. We already have some fantastic partners. We have ZF, we have Bosch, we have Hyundai, we have Intel, we have Qualcomm. Tom, I request you to actually join this club. I think this would be, again, a very good club to be a part of, because it fits, it's right up your alley to begin with, and it fits very nicely into the scheme of things. And I do believe that mobility, and especially sustainable mobility, is the future. And as you pointed out, with global warming and all the alarming trends that we've all come to realize across the world, irrespective of which geography you reside in, I think it's the future of humanity that's at stake. So we have no choice but to ensure that the future is sustainable. Whatever form of future you talk about, mobility or otherwise, it has to be sustainable. And Government of India also has signed up, as I was pointing out, to a net zero target by 2070, which, in my humble opinion, we are going to surpass much, much before that. So I think Advance has a great, opportunity here. You could actually not only have your technology center, you could possibly also look at business opportunities. You could also possibly look at, working closely, like I said, on the mobility piece with a number of other partners, which might actually open newer business opportunities and newer business arenas. The last thing I'll tell you, of course, Tom, is we are hosting Formula E in February next year. And we will, of course, invite you and the entire team, because Formula E is, of course, electric vehicles, the races for electric vehicles. And we are actually going to hold an EV summit around the Formula E event. And we invite you and your entire team. And please come with your customers as well, so that we could actually have a more structured discussion around the future opportunities in India. So Tom, you don't have to look anywhere else in India. We will be your single-stop shop for all your business needs. Not just for technology, but if you want to set up more, more stores, more centers, make this your hub. You would be satisfied, and you would be patting yourself on the back a couple of years down the road as well. So congratulations to the entire family of Advance Auto Parts. I do believe the future is very bright, and tomorrow is going to be better than today. So good luck, Godspeed, Jai Telangana. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind and supportive words. Your presence here today is truly a matter of pride for the Advance team. Let's hear it once again for our Honorable Minister. I would now like to request Mr. Sri Donti, Executive Vice President and Chief Technology Officer at Advance Auto Parts, to come on stage and share the customary vote of thanks to our respected speakers.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome, all of you, for this. So going after the Honorable Minister KTR is always challenging. I've always been inspired with his vision. So as Tom laid out, that the GCC has been the core component of our business strategy that we established. I'm so glad to see the number one, the values around all of the floor here, and also the Tier 1 initiatives that Tom mentioned, few of them, that how you all have been integral part of delivering them and delivering them successfully. I want to thank all of you for your hard work, and certainly it's helping us to really move ahead on our agenda standpoint. And then, as Honorable Minister KTR mentioned, that we are the second largest center for our advanced auto parts here, and we are committed to continue to grow, to access to the talent of the data and analytics, talent of AI and ML, and continue to really build the digitization journey that we've been really working through on this. So I want to thank KTR Garu for you, and Jayesh Garu for you, for your help in really helping us to set up this center in a very quick time frame. As Mahendra mentioned, that COVID baby, that we actually started on November of 2019, and then the COVID hit. We hired 90% of all of you, and I'm so glad to see many of you here and some of you on the phone. So I want to officially kind of take this opportunity to thank Honorable Minister Shri KT Ramarao, IT Minister and the Government of Telangana, and Shri Jayesh Ranjan, IT Principal Secretary, for all of your help, and then Shri Andrew Edelson, U.S. Consulate General, thank you for being here, sir. And also the Tom and my colleagues, the ExCom members, who are actually here with me in 2018 when we made the journey, and now they came back and they were so excited. So thank you, Tom, Natalie, and Amanda for joining us. She's been instrumental in helping us set up the governance and also the center for us for where we are on this. And I also want to thank, special thank to Lalit Ahuja, who is the answer. Has been a great partner for us in establishing this center, as we didn't know at that time how to establish and also acquire the many of you as a best-in-class talent into the advanced auto parts here. And I also want to thank many other GCC leaders, Tom and the Mahendra and all of your leadership team. I really appreciate all of you putting together a great the capabilities and a great team with a great talent here. And also I want to thank our academia partners here, Vijay and many others who has been instrumental in helping us to bring the talent from those universities into advance. And we're actually going to be signing MOU with Vijay in the college to continue to really bring in the college recruitment into our company. And I also want to thank our ecosystem of partners, as Mahendra mentioned, that along with our team members, many of our partners who has been instrumental in providing that talent for us here locally in Hyderabad to really enable our strategic capabilities. And last but not least, I also want to thank every one of you. As Tom said, from bottom of our heart, everything that what you're doing has been felt globally in North Carolina and Raleigh. And many of our business leaders, Mike Creed and Bob Cushing, the Jason McDonald, and I want to thank you again. So, Tom, I'll ask you to come in and then help facilitate our chief guest, KTR Garu.
I request everyone to make way for the chief guest to leave the premises smoothly, and the advanced team members can stay seated for the cultural events to proceed.
Thank you. Thank you. Firstly, Tom, welcome to Hyderabad. Not just to you, but also to the entire team of Advanced Auto Parts. Hearty welcome. I think this is possibly the first automobile